coming in on the opposite side. Clockwise. Yeah, so he brought him back, and then he just let him go out. So he just got low points on the
And they've got Browning and Doug.
The competition begins when Dart and Merle go into the sort pen. They have to sort out 3 different cows with a specific brand. They can't just take any cow. They have to have a specific brand. The time on the clock starts when Merle opens the gate that goes out to the arena. He begins by laying Dart down, and if he needs him, he can use him. Merle finds his first cow, and the cow is a little reluctant to go out the gate, and Dart stops him from going back into the pen. And Merle guides him back towards the gate. Out he goes.
Good boy, Dart.
Now this is really interesting. Here Merle actually gets lucky and finds 2 cows with the proper brand right next to each other, and decides to just take them both out at the same time. He calls Dart to him so that Dart's between his horse and the cattle, and that applies the appropriate pressure to put him out the gate.
Go, Dart!
It's important that he closes the gate so that the cows can't get back into the sort pen. Plus, it's also a requirement of the competition. In the far end of the arena is a large square pen, and there's 3 openings to the pen with several bales of hay in the center of the opening, or in the center of the pen rather. And if you can lead all 3 cattle through the opening in the far end of the pen, then have them circle around the hay and go out the same opening, you get the maximum number of points. In this case, Merle and Dart don't get all of the cows, but they do get them all loaded into the pen, and they get some points for some lesser points for exhausting them out the side. But they still get quite a few points for this, and this was a successful job for the 2 of them. Now there's a round pen, and Merle has to go to the far gate, open the gate, and then he uses Dart to go get the cattle, and the 2 of them are going to attempt to load all 3 cattle into the little round pen through the small gate.
Let's see how he does. Nice stop. Look at him work today.
One escapes. Dart tries to get him to come back. They don't get 3 cows in the pen, but they do get 2, and that's pretty good. And Merle was able to do the 2 cows into the pen pretty much without Dart's help. This is an interesting part of the competition. Merle has to ride to the far end of the arena with Dart, and then he has to send Dart in a complete circle around the round pen twice. And Dart has to stop once in front of the gate on the far end of the pen and once on the gate on the near end of the pen. And he has to do it with that stray cow out there as well as a distraction. You have to remember that a border collie wants to put a stray cow back with the rest. Now he comes around and stops in front of this gate. At this point, the competition allows the rider to go open both of the gates and exhaust the two cows, in this case, out the far end. And then the object is to turn the cows around and run them back through both of the gates. Merle sends Dart for the stray cow. Try to get them all together in the far end of the arena.
2 minutes.
Merle is able to provide pressure on the cattle with his horse even from a distance. He uses Dart to push the cattle up towards the opening while he holds them near the fence with his horse. Stops Dart. One cow goes through, and then a second. And since cows want to stay together, the third one follows, right through both of the gates. Now you can't get the points for this obstacle. You'll lose them all if you don't close the two gates. So Merle makes for sure that he closes both the gates on that round pen. Now the final thing that has to be done to complete the course is that Dart and Merle have to settle the cows, completely settle them, in the far corner on the other side of the sort pen. And there's a line over there that they have to cross, and they have to stay settled in that area. The hardest thing to do in this is that once the cows are settled, Dart has to lay down and stay down. He's not allowed to get up on his front feet. He has to stay completely laid down. And as soon as he's laid down, Merle then walks to the far end of the arena and opens the exhaust gate to let the cows out. Now the rules say that Merle cannot ride fast, he has to walk, and Dart cannot get up at all. He must stay down the entire time.
1 minute.
Unfortunately, you're not going to get to see Merle ride. He rides nice and slow over to the gate and opens it. But when he opens up the gate, he rides full out all the way back because he's running up against the clock. He has less than 30 seconds left to complete the course. Dart hears him coming. He's allowed to get up now. Merle scoops the cows out. Him and Dart gallop towards the exhaust gate with less than 30 seconds to go. And out they go.
That's my boy! Go, Dart, go! Woo! Yay, Dart! Woo! Good boy! Good boy!
Hey, Merle.
Good boy!
You better look at the list.
Get ready to go in.
Here's the leash. Get over and get your boy.